What is the significance of March the 16th?
The main message is that we often say an old nation, an old people, a young nation, 25 years of independence. We became independent on the 21st September 1991, and that independence has been consolidated in our entry in the family of nations, which is membership in the United Nations. We have become one of the, at the time, 175 members of the United Nations, a full member with a seat, with a voice, with a vote, and we became participants in international relations. That is absolute significance in sovereignty, that you are part of the family of sovereign nations. And that is, the consolidation of what you call yourself an independent nation.
Social media is abuzz with the extraordinary program we are anticipating for March the 16th. Everybody wants to know everything about the program. How can you summarize, what information can you tell us about what to expect on March the 16th?
That's the idea we had. When you think of the 25th anniversary, it's like a big birthday. And I was explaining why it matters. And I was thinking, how should we do that? We should perhaps do it in a way that we use this opportunity to promote Armenia and the Armenian people to the international community. We have huge, enormous heritage, huge culture. We have our values, we have our tradition, and we have our identity. Those are hugely respected, I can assure you. As someone who spends a lot of time with international partners, I can assure you we have deep respect. Our people, our history, our values, our culture, they are deeply respected and recognized. This heritage is the fertile ground that brings us friends. So let's celebrate it. We thought we should do it the best. I'm really very glad that we have managed to attract the best of Armenian talent to come together and think of it. The idea was how to bridge those centuries of culture into something that fits in the New York environment. You realize that it's very difficult to surprise New York. New York has seen everything. How to surprise them, how to impress them. So we thought of this 1 hour, 20-minute show in which our talent bridges, without interruption, bridges this wonderful tradition of centuries and puts it in a contemporary context and says that our culture is timeless. What was created in the Middle Ages, what was created earlier, is as relevant, as good as it has always been. It can be heard today with the same passion as it has been heard over centuries. So this is the idea, a show of our culture in a bridge connecting time. So we have the Hoved chamber choir, We have Armen Houston's one of the most talented saxophonists I know. We have Vahagen Hayrapetyan, who is one of the most talented pianists I know. We have Vartanov Serbian, one of the most talented pianists I know. Artyom Manukyan. We have Jivan Gasparian Jr., who will bring in the tune of Duduk to the show. We have an idea of also bringing in some visual effects that amplifies the effect. So we have an extraordinary Armenian visual artist, Karen Mirzoyan, who is working on his part. We have a great support from a New York-based fantastic stage director, Eric Hill, who is helping us to put this together into this, coherent 1 hour, 20-minute show. So we want to impress. I remember this very extraordinary discussion we had in Yerevan. We were in Yerevan over Christmas. We got all those wonderful musicians together. And in these discussions, they were building the program. We were just following the show. I just communicated to them what we want and where it is happening. And you realize that Lincoln Center, Alice Tully Hall, one of the greatest halls I know, the acoustics, and that's a responsibility. To use all this in a way that people will feel really, really impressed.
It's a humbling experience that all this thing is happening under your tenure, and you will be hosting United Nations diplomats, the cadre of United Nations members. How does it feel, and who do we expect to attend this gathering?
Exactly. Our target, we were thinking it shouldn't be our community event. It shouldn't be something that we should get together and say, let's celebrate and let's enjoy how good we are. We know. Let's share it with our friends. That was the idea. So we reached out to all our friends within the United Nations. The New York public figures, we reached out to them and said, this is what is happening. We would be really honored if you come and share with us this moment. I'm very excited now. We are receiving the responses, and I'm very encouraged by the extraordinary response. I'm not surprised, because I know it is not us, it is our heritage, our culture, and the recognition of the depth of the Armenian culture that people say, this is a good opportunity. This is going to be good. Let's go. There are so many. The UN dignitaries, the UN leadership, Secretary General, the many others in the United Nations, the ambassadors, the many high-ranking officials of the United Nations, they are all responding positively, looking forward to come and share with us that moment. So it is us, the Armenian community, the Armenian people, the Armenians in New York, in New Jersey, the international community, the UN community, the foreign diplomats, dignitaries, coming together and saying, we're happy to be together and share this moment of joy. Us, as the Armenian mission representing the government of Armenia, I'm very encouraged that we had a huge support from our compatriots, from our community, this community here in New York, who have been forthcoming, who have been saying, we trust you, we will support you. I started sharing the initial idea with our friends here in the community. Serpazan, the Archbishop Hajrak Barsaman, he was very encouraging. So that sounds good, I've shared this with my good friend Asad Davidian. This sounds really good. This should be worked. There are many questions, of course. There are many things that, this is something a bit too big, But it sounds good. If we do it, we better do it best. So we thought the risk is worth taking. And I'm so encouraged for the support and for the trust. For the trust that our supporters, I have an extraordinary team of friends. Archbishop Hajrak Barsaman, Asad Davidian, Hakop Kuyumjan, I have Arda Nazarian, Maria Stepanian, Vesna Markarian, Lorik Setrakian, who are the organizing committee. They are my fundamental support. If you know how much effort and energy they invest in this project, it's just extraordinary. I'm so excited. I'm so excited and so grateful for the trust. I have the trust of the donors. We have reached out to many prominent Armenians in the New York, New Jersey community and in Massachusetts. And I was really very encouraged. People say, it's worth supporting. Do it. We will support you. We are together in this proclamation and celebration of independence. This building is the generous donation of Gevorg Hovnanian and the Hovnanian family. This building exists because of the generosity of Nazar Nazarian, who has always been, fully in support of maintaining and supporting this building. So this is a story of so many participants. I'm so grateful that together with Nazar Nazarian and the Olnanian family, Sirvart Olnanian, who is always so very excited about everything that has been done by her wonderful, generous husband, Georg Olnanian, and always keeps the flame. She always keeps the flame so bright, and that their children are continuing that tradition. That their children feel demonstrate the same commitment and engagement in keeping up the tradition that their families have created in supporting the Armenian people, the Armenian identity, and that Ara Hovnanian, that Levon and Seta Nazarian, they have been so engaging in this project and so supportive. I also have a great privilege of having my wife as a long-standing promoter of Armenian culture and art. Over 15 years she has been dealing with this, and she has an extraordinary record. So her involvement in this and her usual support have been absolutely critical to this. Mm-hmm. She is the one who is mobilizing the Armenian talent, who is reaching out to them, who is encouraging them, who is giving them the thoughts, the idea, engaging with them in building the idea, translating the idea into a program. And she's dealing basically very much with many other things. The nitty-gritty is very much in her hands, and I'm really very proud to have such a huge support from my wife. Not least, I have a huge support from my staff, who are very consolidated and mobilized to, keep the whole thing together and make sure that we organize this in the best possible way. Excitement is fully shared by my friends and colleagues in Yerevan, and I'm expecting high-ranking people also joining us from Yerevan. I would say that at the moment we know that Foreign Minister Nalbandian is going to be here, and I hope that some others might also find time and join us in this wonderful moment.
We are doing everything possible to make it as exciting as Zohrab was saying, and as promising as we hope it can be, because the main wish, the main intention is to present what is actually happening in Armenia. We have so many talented people. Some you might have heard about, some may not, but they are living there, they are creating there, they are very courageous, and in many ways very contemporary. So, as I'm sure Zohrab was, he already mentioned, we are trying to build a bridge between the past and the present. We are revisiting our traditional Armenian folk and sacred music, but the way we present it will be immersed in contemporary interpretation. And this is, we certainly hope it will be interesting for the public, both Armenians, of course, they are our main target audience, and the New York music lovers, art lovers, because of course it's a challenge to try to do something to present a novelty in a place, in a city like New York. It's full of adventurous and very successful projects. So it's a huge undertaking, but we hope we can succeed. Well, certainly we have the best.
Just one word, what would you like to tell the many people who stood up, came forward and supported you in this venture, which must be a major coordinated effort? What would you like to tell them?
I can only say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it's almost like Oscar nominations, but without them we couldn't have done it, certainly. They have provided us with huge support, with their knowledge, with their experience, and they've put so much heart in it that I know a simple thank you is not enough, but I think that I hope we will come up with different words.
My closing remarks are very simple. It's going to be huge fun. It's going to be huge moment of pride. It's going to be real great pleasure to see Armenian talent in one of the greatest halls in the world, showing what we can do, showing how rich our culture is. Please come and join us. Please come and participate in this celebration, in this wonderful musical, cultural adventure that we are trying to put together and put on display on the 16th of March. I will look forward to welcome all those who would decide to come and join us. Please do. Մարտի 16-ի միջոցառումը մեզ համար հնարավորություն է արտահայտելու մեր հարստությունը մշակութային, ազգային, արժեքային եւ տոնելու այդ հարստությունը մեր միջազգային բարեկամների հետ։ Մեր ամենակարևոր նպատակներից մեկը ողջևորել մեր միջազգային գործընկերներին եւ հարստացնել մեր ընկերությունը եւ ընդլայնել մեր ընկերությունների, մեր բարեկամության շրջանակը միջազգային մակարդակում։